different getting to the Eastern Conference Finals this year compared to last year when you guys upset Boston? Is it more of a relief than it was like jubilation?
Nah, no relief, no jubilation. It's just another step in the process. I think the way we beat Boston last year, the comebacks and all that, it was very, I don't want to say celebratory, but it was, it hit a little bit differently. Here is just we're approaching the business as normal, and we got to make sure we're locked in and focused on the next team.
Josh, what was it like seeing all those threes go in? Equal to playoff NBA flavor?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. Guys were sacrificing good shots for better shots. And when you do that, the ball has energy, and we're able to knock down shots. So playing a style like that is fun.
Did you feel like you were building up to not a series like this, but just a stretch like this when you've been up and down through the year, but maybe you were establishing good habits and you just weren't able to see it? Did you see something like this coming?
I think it's always, that tapping the rock mentality. This didn't happen overnight. It was a process of, trial and error and figuring things out, figuring out where everyone wants the ball, new system, new coach, stuff like that. So I think we're in a good little flow state right now, but we got to make sure we continue to get better and not be complacent.
How do you hit 4 of them tonight? How did it feel for you coming out with that thumb?
It felt great. My right hand remembered that the goal was to make threes. So I was happy to have her back.
When it comes to the fans one more time, I mean, where does that help the most? Is it shot making? Is it hustle plays?
I think everything, man. When you're able to take over a quote-unquote sports town, that gives you guys so much confidence. Like I said, JB, myself, Kel, obviously, have ties here. So it never felt like a road game, and, they made sure, to echo that feeling.
Were you even a little surprised at how many Knicks fans were here today?
Nah, man, because everybody was begging for Philly to not sell the tickets and all that stuff. So, man, I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore.
Do you think that worked against them? The fact that you had Embiid telling the fans not to...
Against them? I don't think it worked against them. I just think, our fans are that good, especially on the East Coast. Like I said, Knicks, they travel. No matter where it is on the East Coast, Boston, obviously, is extremely hard to take over. But whenever we're on the East Coast, man, they come out and show love.
What's the feeling when you're hearing the crowd chant Deuce as you just keep draining them?
Honestly, I'm locked in. I'm grateful, for our fans traveling. It's special to play for New York, to represent the city. So to have a crowd like that is amazing.
Did you coming in when you got drafted, I'm sure you heard about how crazy the Knicks fan base was. Did you think it would be this crazy when you got here? What did you know about them before you got here?
I definitely knew the Knicks had crazy fans, really passionate fans, but for them to travel the way they've traveled throughout my career, and be as loud and just always have our backs, it's been amazing.
What is the feeling like? Your fans are taking over a home arena of a team in it.
I've never seen anything like it, honestly. I think it really does give us energy. It really helps us out. When guys feeling down, like they picking us up right there. So it's a great feeling.
There were some fans with posters of Mitch's dunk from the other night, and they were handing them out to Philly fans. What do you think of that?
Man, it did its thing right there. So shout out to the fans.
Is this the best you've seen the offense, the way the ball is moving and how freely it is and everybody's sharing?
Yeah, I feel like, in that Atlanta series, we really turned it on. And it started with our coaching staff putting us in the right position, and then, our leaders, our starting five, getting out there and just, executing.
You went on a personal 9-0 run that kind of broke the game wide open in the first quarter. What did that feel like, that moment for you? And I guess, would you consider yourself to be in the zone when that happened?
I always feel like, I'm going to make shots. I trust my work. I trust my preparation. And, they left me open.
Did you get a sense early that it was just one of those nights for you guys where everything was going in?
Yeah. I feel like our preparation coming into the series, I feel like we were just locked in. I think I haven't seen us this locked in before, so we just got to keep it rolling.
How does it feel to reach the Eastern Conference Finals in back-to-back seasons after not doing it for 25 years?
I mean, it's what we expect to do. I feel like this group is special, but we can't take it for granted. You know, it's something special to do. Obviously, this fan base has been wanting this, but we have to stay locked in and know that getting to the Eastern Conference Finals isn't the final goal.
If you need to step in for any more starters down the stretch, what does a game like tonight do for your confidence?
I mean, this is what I expect to do. I feel like that's why the coaching staff trusts me. My teammates trust me, and you know, like I said, I trust my work.
What is it like to be part of a history-making performance when you look at all those threes? You know, to know that forever, you know, at least until it's broken, you guys have the Knicks playoff record and are part of the NBA playoff record.
I mean, it's definitely special. I didn't even know, honestly, but to have anything like that is behind your name is a legacy you want, so it's special. But overall, I just want to win and do what I can do to help the team win.
Intensity was there, and a lot of guys making shots, especially Deuce. You know, just him starting a game like that definitely got us going.
What is it about this team sharing the ball today and playing defense? Is this the best that we've seen?
We just continue to grow. I think that's pretty much it, and learn off each other, learn the system even more. But I think just a lot of more time together and just playing off each other.
For a guy who grew up in this area, how neat was it to see all the Knicks fans come into this building?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They pack it up wild, and just grateful to be in this position.
How do you guys feel off of those guys? When you hear them, especially as Deuce is hitting 3 after 3, this building gets louder and louder. What are you starting to think?
Yeah, I mean, they get us going even more, you know what I'm saying? I know we're all locked in, our intensity's there, but, the crowd being all hyped up, it's just like when you're growing up playing and you're playing middle school, playing high school, the crowd's always going to get you going as well as whatever else you got going, so I highly appreciate it.
Collectively, you guys have played some really good basketball in these playoffs. Now, those first 2 quarters, is that as impressive as you guys have felt together as a unit in this postseason?
Yeah, one of them for sure. Just to be able to lock in and know the situation and just being able to play desperate. Even being up 3-0 and just shout out to everybody, shout out to the coaches, shout out to everybody who played tonight.
Mikal, you're down a big piece with OG being out. What does it say about this team that Jordan picked up the slack?
Yeah, we're gonna hold it down for OG. You know what I'm saying, and do whatever it takes. Hopefully, give him some more time to heal up. But next man up. We got a lot of talent on this team, a lot of smart IQ guys, and we'll hold it down for OG and anybody else that ever gets hurt.
The defense on Maxey, I mean, he averaged 28 in the regular season, 27 against the Celtics. You guys held him to, I think, less than 20. Just what does it say about this team's defense, and on top of that, your defense specifically, since you were guarding?
It's a team sport, team defense. Shout out to the bigs being up the touch and having to deal with him sprinting off, and also Embiid in the pocket, and everybody else, the low man, having to be in, and Kelly cutting and shooting threes, and Paul George shooting threes. So, credit to everybody, you know what I'm saying, and our coaching staff for putting a great scout together.
Was the mindset, let's take care of business so we can get some well-deserved rest?
It's just play hard, you know what I'm saying, and play, what am I saying? Sorry, hold up. Play, sorry. Play desperate, and that's really is. And obviously, we're grateful to get some time off, but I mean, no matter what situation it is, we're going to play hard every single night.
The Mitch and Cat,
Since after Game 3 in Atlanta.
We just had to lock in more, you know what I'm saying, do all the little things, and everybody know their role, and just do whatever it takes to win. Pretty much that's it.
The Mitch and Cat combination, you guys can go to it much during the regular season. Does that give you guys to put 2 7-footers on there to have such different skill sets?
Yeah, just rebounding for sure, and then Cat being on a roll and he can space, and Mitch just being such a impactful lob threat, just spaces it. You leave Cat open, I don't think he misses if he's wide open. So just builds a lot for us.
And for you individually, is this the best that you felt? Do you feel like you're in a really good rhythm?
Yeah, just shout out to my teammates. Them just get me involved, coaches as well, and just me try to make a play and try to be aggressive and do whatever it takes to win.
We came out with a really good approach, good physicality. We were getting stops and able to get out in transition, and that's our best recipe offensively. So we did that well, and shots were falling. And, we knew we were going to have to play really hard to put that team away, to close that game. So just had to keep chipping away.
What about the defense, though? Even though they're on that run, you didn't let up on defense.
Yeah, you have to. It's a moment of desperation. You never know, especially into the third quarter. That's when, teams are going to look to have to make their push. So had to keep keep on the gas, to try to put a team away.
Having two 40-point quarters, how do you feel about where your offense is as a whole? Do you think you're playing your best basketball right now?
I think obviously we did what we needed to do to beat a good Sixers team. Came in, handled our business, paid really good attention to details offensively and things we knew we were going to have to do. And the beauty and the reality of the playoffs is all that changes now going into the next round. So, a couple of different changes we'll have to make, obviously, but the route remains the same. We have to, play Knicks basketball, and I think we did a really good job of that this series.
How about Deuce hitting shot after shot after shot?
Yeah, that's a great spark for you early. And guys on the bench, everybody with this group, when somebody's doing well and succeeding and giving us a lift, gives everybody else life. So, seeing him come out hot and make a three, call a timeout, come to the bench, there's nothing like those moments on the basketball court. He gave us a lift.
And when you came to the bench, you heard the fans. What did you think? Did you think for a second you might be at MSG?
We all say it. Knicks fans travel, better than any in the league. So it was pretty cool.
Landry, twice in knockout games, you've made it non-competitive. Is there something special you guys are doing to go into another gear?
I think it's really respecting, who we're playing against and our opponent. That's a good team, and when you're faced with, win or go home, it's a heightened level of respect, for that group, knowing that, you're gonna have to come out and, put them down. So I think that's really the biggest thing: higher attention to detail and urgency.
After not reaching the Eastern Conference Finals for 25 years, you've now done it in back-to-back seasons. What does it mean to you to bring this franchise back to that place?
Yeah, it's great. Special. It's special, but, job's obviously not done, and there's more to do, more to grow and build on, and, we plan to do that.
What is it like when, you see the threes going in early and they don't stop? I mean, you guys equal to the NBA playoff record with 25 makes. What was the feeling there as you guys see they keep going in?
Yeah, I think the feeling is just to continue playing the right way. Obviously, it feels good when things are flowing, but, by no means is this like a let's all, relax and celebrate type of deal. We realize that happens because we play a certain way, and we did the small things we needed to do in order to get those results. And I think that's where our focus needs to be, and that's where it is. And that's, I think, why we were able to go out and perform the way we did tonight, because we didn't get caught up on shots just going in, kept doing the things we needed to do.